The Williams family is having an in-law crisis.
Just say no. Alberta is an energy sucker.
Now look what you did. Set them all over the couch.
Mother-in-law Alberta is a horrible house pest they just can't get rid of.
You're in my seat again. Come on.
This is a family home. It's not an all-inclusive resort, Alberta. Her shocking behavior is pushing son-in-law Steve and daughter Elizabeth over the edge. Ah! Can I help this family before Steve calls in the exterminator?
Cool it.
Across the nation, dueling in-laws are tearing families apart. And it's my job to get them back on track. I'm Ellie Tesher, an internationally syndicated advice expert. I find the most persistent and troublesome problems are in-law issues. So now I'm visiting families to take charge and restore the peace before the in-laws become outlaws. The boundary-busting mother-in-law is in motion. Elizabeth and son-in-law Steve are about to receive the phone call they dread the most. Alberta is coming for a visit. Hi, Mom. For how long? No one knows.
If there's anything that's going to cause conflict between Elizabeth and I is Alberta.
You're coming by.
You can invite Alberta for a day, and ultimately, we don't know when she's going to leave.
She's still here.
She's still here?
Yeah, she's still here.
When I call Elizabeth, I'll say I'm coming up for a few days. This summer I stayed, I think, 3 weeks.
Say no. I don't want you in the house. Go away, hang up the phone, tell her we're not home. Whatever it's going to take, get her out of here. Why didn't you say no?
Because I couldn't say no.
This is so frustrating.
It's my mom. I'm feeling because I'm in the middle.
It happens every time.
I'm trying to please two people.
The stress is mounting. Alberta bullies her way into the Williams house and acts like it's her home.
Who's here? It's Grandma.
She brought the freaking dog.
Unbeknownst to Steve and Elizabeth, she's even begun to move some of her stuff in.
Want to help Grandma in some boxes?
My parents know yet?
Yep.
Just seeing those boxes, that really shocked us.
There's still more boxes out there, okay? Now you have to take them down to the basement. Hurry up, guys.
She just thinks she can give orders. That's not something you do when you walk into someone's house.
Hurry up, it's cold.
How can you have such a complete lack of respect? She just takes over.
You're in my seat again. Come on.
Alberta is an energy sucker. Everything's me, 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 and she just doesn't get it. She's totally oblivious of how she's affecting the people around her.
Well, it's just as much my home. I should be able to be comfortable in their home and do what I like. I think I'm an excellent house guest.
Alberta's domination of their space has Steve at his wit's end.
What the? Alberta. I didn't expect to find boxes downstairs. And just, whoa, this woman's trying to move into my house. I can't have that. Alberta!
I believe Steve could lighten up a little bit.
There's some extra boxes down there. Where'd they come from?
I just let it go in one ear, out the other.
Alberta, did you bring some boxes downstairs?
I thought it would be all right just to put a few down there.
It's my house. I'd like to know what's going on in my house.
So what's the big deal about it?
Alberta's intrusive behavior is straining the whole family. Steve is at his breaking point, but he's in a difficult situation. If he pushes Alberta out the door, what effect will that have on his marriage to Elizabeth? The Williams family needs help, but I believe they can fix this if they adhere to my process.
Hi, Ellie. I'm Steve. Welcome to my home.
Steve.
When Ellie rang the doorbell. Thank goodness. Hey, everybody, Ellie's here.
Hi.
I'm Deanna.
Oh, hi, Deanna.
When Ellie arrived, I was very nervous, very anxious.
Hi, Kayla.
I'm Alberta, and this is Dottie. I was sort of scared because I didn't know what to expect.
As you know, I help families like yours all the time. So, for the first step in my process, try to act as naturally as possible, and I will observe you.
Okay. Okay, Ella, you're in my seat again. Come on, move down. Come on.
It didn't take long for Alberta to act naturally and start taking over the house.
Can you get me a drink, please? Blanket, please. Could you get Grandma a treat, too, please?
It pissed me right off.
What right does she have to come into my house and order my kids around? Eesh, it gets me so frustrated I can't even talk about it.
Now look what you did.
Well, I didn't
Set them
mean
all over the
to.
couch. Go sit somewhere else.
Bonhams, go upstairs. Break, man.
All right, goodbye.
It was outrageous. She was almost oblivious to the discomfort she was causing everybody.
When are you gonna quit dyeing your hair? All them things in your nose and that, aren't you afraid of getting an infection? It looks gross.
For someone who wants to visit as often as she wants, she certainly has a knack for making everybody uncomfortable.
Making dinner for everybody, Bert?
No, not tonight. You'll have to fend for yourselves.
She didn't even offer to prepare something for anyone else.
Alberta,
Yep.
can you come out here, please?
Later that day, Steve suggested to Alberta that she do some chores.
Need a bunch of stuff done, if you don't mind. First of all, there's the rake.
Yeah.
I think you know what to do with that.
Yep.
Hey, don't go like that.
But when I got outside to observe, I saw it was an entirely different thing.
I don't think you're quite done yet, Bert. You got some more leaves over there. A little faster there, Bert.
I don't like anybody standing over my shoulders telling me what to do. Doing that, he really pissed me off.
You can have a nap later on.
I realized this wasn't about chores. This was about Steve showing Alberta it's my house and I'm the boss. And I fear behavior like this is leading to disaster.
Holy smokes, like a train.
She will take up the whole coach, and it doesn't matter if my family wants to come in and watch TV. She's right there in the middle of it all. This is stupid. I'm sitting on the floor of my own house. That's it. Bert, wake up, Bert. At that moment, that's what I was thinking. I've had enough. I don't like what's happening to my family here. I'm sitting on my couch.
And that made me very angry.
No.
Because I had been disturbed in my sleep.
Come on, guys.
No. Yes, it's fair. It's 5 all day.
We couldn't hear each other think because it was so loud. It just turned into a great big fiasco.
Oh, my house, my face. No, you can't see the stairs.
Okay, everybody cool it. Okay, I have heard enough. Alberta, Steve, you better get a good night's sleep because tomorrow morning we're going to have a heart-to-heart and find out what's really going on with you. We're here to do some serious talking together. Alberta, you come here because I take it you enjoy being in your family's home.
Yes, I do very much.
And what is it you enjoy here?
I just feel more at home here.
Too much at home, Alberta. You go into the living room and you lie on that couch and you order the kids to get you chips, more chips, a blanket. Then you don't think of preparing a meal for anybody else. You have to adapt to the family home. This is their home, not an all-inclusive resort.
When Ellie was telling Alberta that this is enough, this is someone else is seeing what I'm seeing.
Steve, you have work to do as well.
I feel that I've reached out.
But I have seen you looking at your list, checking things off. You're not treating her like an adult who knows how to rake leaves. You have to stand over her and watch her every move. It's oppressive. You're both like a train wreck waiting to happen. Coming up, you won't believe what happens when outlaws Steve and Alberta are challenged to be partners.
I don't want to do anymore.
Alberta,
I consider it my
my
home,
opinion
too.
counts too.
Mother-in-law Alberta is wreaking havoc on the Williams family. Alberta, you don't get it. This is a family home. Son-in-law Steve is fed up and ready to explode. You're both like a train wreck waiting to happen. My goal is to get these two in line and prevent this family from falling apart. Cool down. To do that, I need to lay down some laws. I have some rules that I want to lay out for you. Steve, we've agreed that you do sometimes treat Alberta like a difficult teenager. Well, the first rule is to show her respect. Steve had to realize that Alberta is his mother-in-law and she has to be treated that way. Alberta, you're energetic, but you cover up who you are. So number 2 rule is for you to be more independent. Do things for yourself and be positive.
Okay.
And the 3rd law is for both of you. I don't want you to mention the house or issues about the house. The house is the main flashpoint between them, and they needed to avoid it in order to discover each other as equal adults. So, I'm going to give you a challenge to practice my laws and work on your relationship. You are going dancing.
I don't dance with my wife hardly enough. Now I'm being forced to go dance with my arch enemy.
I don't know what she was thinking about, but I thought it was nuts.
By challenging and taking them out of their comfort zones, my plan is to get these two gunslingers to put down their weapons. Barbara, I'd like you to meet Alberta and Steve.
Hi.
Dancing is where you two will be able to be partners, cooperate, and of course have fun together. And remember my laws.
Let's try. Let's try. Here we go. Okay, looking at each other and you feel each other, okay? Who's leading? Ready? Here we go. And 1, 2, 3. Other foot. 2, 3.
Can you not pick a dance that I know?
Go back and forth. Ready?
Okay.
I just wanted just to scream and run out of there.
Alberta, don't be negative, be positive. You can do it.
1, 2.
Alberta wasn't the only
Almost
one having
caress her
trouble.
head. That's it. Caress her. Yes. Very nice. Caress her.
It
Very.
was just so not me.
Arm up. Get in really close.
Steve, you can do it. You can treat her like an equal
How do
adult.
you separate that from mother-in-law and trying to be passionate with her? There's just
I didn't ask for passion, I just asked for equality.
1, 2. Oh, very nice. You're flowing nicely. 1, 2. Beautiful.
Everything seems to be going well, but suddenly it's 2 steps back.
Give her a little dip.
Forget it. Forget it. Forget it. Forget it. I'm going to stay out of this. I don't want to do it anymore.
Alberta.
It's too hard in the back.
It was typical Alberta. It's hard. Let's find another way out. Let's find an easier way out.
I get frustrated very easily, and if I can't do something the first or second time, I don't want to do it.
Can they remember my rules and get over this stumbling block?
I'm not good at it.
Neither am I. You've done all kinds of
Steve was very patient with me,
okay?
and he said, you can do it.
Come on, but we can do this together.
Okay, we're going to do it.
That was terrific. That was so much fun watching you.
Yeah, well, I'm tired, and I just want to go home.
I mean, when you go to my home.
Yeah, my daughter's home.
But it's my home, Bert.
I consider it my home, too.
You didn't ask me to come into my house. You just
Well,
showed up and
I
there
think
you are.
Elizabeth will have a different opinion.
My opinion counts too. You can't just impose on your daughter without imposing on me.
You guys stop. Whatever happened to my laws, my rule number 3? The minute you start talking about the house, everything goes haywire again, and we need to get Elizabeth in on it. We need to talk about what's really behind what's happening in your family. When we come back, I tackle the deeper issue. Are you afraid you'll lose her? Mother-in-law Alberta and son-in-law Steve are locked in a bitter power struggle.
Don't go like that.
I've been working with them, but there's still an obstacle to overcome.
Elizabeth will have a different
My
opinion.
opinion counts too.
It's time for me to tackle the deeper issue.
So I was keeping myself busy because I was really anxious, wondering what they were doing.
Elizabeth has been far too quiet about what's going on between her husband Steve and her mother. If Elizabeth keeps avoiding her role as the equal head of household, there will always be in-law conflict. I need to get to the bottom of it.
Well, hi guys. How was it?
As we were leaving the studio, Alberta said, I'm tired, I can't wait to go home. And I said, you mean to my home?
Okay.
It's obvious. She's your mother. You're part of it. I'm not sure that Alberta even has an idea of what she can't do here. Is that correct?
Yes.
So do you have any idea how you would open that conversation with your mom?
No.
Do you feel scared that you'll hurt her?
Yeah, I don't want to hurt her feelings.
If it's more than just that you'll hurt her, are you afraid you'll lose her?
Yeah.
Elizabeth, this is your time to be the head of the household vis-a-vis your mother. It's you who needs to step up to the plate. She is not the head. She does not get to come in here and do whatever she wants. So, I have a challenge for you, head of household mum. Run a family meeting and set out boundaries for your mum to follow.
When I was told that was my next task, I was like, oh my God, I can't do this. This is not me.
Can you do it?
I will try, give it my best.
In this challenge, I had Elizabeth lead a meeting in front of a board. On the one side, she'd list the boundaries for Alberta. On the other, ways to help Alberta begin a more independent life.
Okay, guys, when Grandma's here, we need to set up some boundaries. We're thinking of maybe having Grandma come over 1 day a week.
Just 1 day?
1 day a week. I was so nervous at first. But once I actually took charge of the meeting, something changed inside. It's like, okay, I can do this. No assigned seating.
Coming in the house with a positive attitude.
Positive attitudes. How can we help Grandma out? We can help her out by, what, finding a job? Any ideas?
She could just go out and maybe walk people's dogs.
Yeah, oh, that's an awesome idea.
She took ownership. She kept the meeting going. Oh, just blown away.
I've never really seen her take a role like that before. She made me proud.
Elizabeth rose to her challenge, and I knew she was ready for a difficult conversation with her mother, one that so many adult children fear. Could she do it?
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Elizabeth.
How are you?
Not bad.
I have to talk to you about something.
When we come back, Elizabeth tries to lay down some boundaries with her mother.
This is our home, and I'm asking that you just say, okay.
Elizabeth's mother, Alberta, was causing chaos in her home.
It's my house, I want to sit.
She does not get to come in here and do whatever she wants. For the first time, Elizabeth must confront her mother about boundaries. But can she handle it?
I have to talk to you about something. I want you to be a part of our family, but there's got to be limits and there's got to be boundaries. And I just didn't know how to come to you without hurting your feelings.
Alberta, I notice you're knitting, but I have the feeling that you're avoiding responding. Could you put down the knitting for a minute and just look at her?
This is our home, and this is my family. I should have put down boundaries beforehand about the coming over and with the kids.
Didn't know what to expect, so I was pretty scared.
For visits, we were thinking of maybe 1 day a week. And as long as we can respect each other as people, then we'll be okay. I'm asking that you just say, okay.
Okay.
I do love you for you, Mom.
I know you do, honey. I know you do.
I love you. It was an extremely important conversation for us to have because now she knows how I feel from my heart. A new beginning for both of us.
Now it's time for the family to support Alberta, to become more independent and rely on them less. Alberta took the family's suggestion and started a dog walking service, with the kids' help.
I thought that was great of them to do that.
Very good.
You know, looking after Grandma, very wonderful feeling to have.
Daryl, Kayla, and I were really excited to help my grandma. I think I really look at my grandma with like a totally new light.
She could have something going now.
Within days, Alberta's dog walking service took off.
When I was walking those dogs, it felt a little weird because I wasn't used to taking care of myself, but it was lots of fun.
Steve and Elizabeth now enjoy their time with Alberta. And with Alberta now more independent, she leans less on the family.
I can do my own thing, and Steve and Elizabeth won't have to worry about me taking over their house anymore.
When I saw the family walking down the street together, I was so pleased. Now, with clear limits on behavior and a newfound appreciation of each other, you could see the hope for the future. In Alberta, I see all kinds of positive things ahead for you.
I'm very glad Ellie came into our life. She showed us a whole new meaning of love.
Ellie gave me the emotional confidence that I needed. Thank you so much.
Ellie's contribution has been far and above anything that I ever expected. She showed me how it was hurting my relationship, how Elizabeth can become a better person, and how Alberta can become a better person. I was hoping one person would get fixed. We ended up with 3. It was a great opportunity for everyone to realize that, hey, we're all in this together.
In-laws are family. With clear expectations and respect, they can be a surprising source of love and support.